The Bible Treasury, New Series. N7. A monthly magazine of papers on scriptural subjects. Volume 27, Article 40, 1908 and 1909. Practical Remarks on Prayer. 1. The expression of dependence. How blessed is the subject of prayer! And if Scripture research can assist the tried and buffeted saint to a better understanding of its principles, and how to utilize it more fully in daily difficulties, how welcome such a result. Let us, then, seek to enter upon the observation of some of the teachings of Scripture on this subject. First, prayer is the language of request addressed to God. It is important to distinguish between prayer and worship, though they may both be found together in the same address to God. In worship, we give something to God, our thanksgiving, praise, or adoration. Let us offer the sacrifice of praise to God continually, that is, the fruit of our lips giving thanks to His name, Hebrews 13 verse 15. Praise, then, is an offering, but prayer is a request. The common phrase offering a prayer is, therefore, a mistake. We may offer worship, praise, adoration, thanksgiving. Prayer, however, is not an offering to God, but a request of something from Him. Secondly, prayer is the expression of dependence. Dependence is the due attitude of the creature towards the Creator. God alone is sufficient to himself. Every creature, whether he knows it or not, is really dependent, and prayer, in its foundation principle, is the expression of this dependence. To acknowledge it is to live in truth, to deny it, to live the prayerless life, is to walk in darkness. Man, as revolted, has lost the sense of dependence upon his Creator. He has slipped his moorings, got away from moral connection with the blessed center of the universe, and, wandering in sin and darkness, thinks it the finest and grandest thing to be independent. This, the very principle of his life, is a falsity, he make the lie, Revelation 21 verse 27. It was to a new feature, therefore, in the life of Saul of Tarsus that the Lord directed the attention of Ananias, when, sending him to Saul, he said, Arise, and go, and inquire, for one called Saul, of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth, Acts 9 verse 11. Here was a remarkable thing. Yesterday he was breathing out threatenings and slaughter, now he is upon his knees. Man, in this instance, had got back to his bearings, the creature was humbled before, and reconciled to, his Creator. Thus, prayer is one of the earliest, truest instincts of divine life in man, and in this view, it may be said that the first genuine breathing of the soul to God is the beginning of an eternal communion. A stream has started which will flow, and flow forever, like the water which Christ gives the soul, and which is in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Not that this communion or intercourse will always have the character of prayer, that is the form which it takes from the nature of the scene where it occurs, a world of sin and of necessities. In the future scene, the language of dependence will not be that of request, for satisfaction will have taken the place of need, and every vessel will be full. As is often sung, hope shall change to glad fruition, faith to sight, and prayer to praise. But in the present time, and in the place where we are, dependence, really felt, expresses itself in prayer. To be dependent on one who is capricious, or ill-willed, is misery, but to be dependent upon God, whose nature is love, and whose power is limitless, this is happiness.